Ling was merely a minor female cultivator at the core formation stage. Why was she able to earn Wang Lin's respect? Time and again she spoke bluntly and even lectured Wang Lin. Yet not only did Wang Lin not get angry, he even nodded repeatedly in agreement. Have you ever seen such a humble Wang Lin? So, what was so special about Ling? And what was her final fate? With Wang Lin's cultivation at the early ascendant stage, he was more than capable of dominating the entire Ranyun planet. But what he never expected was that he would be lectured by a mere core formation female cultivator. That person was Ling, whom Wang Lin met in the Sun family's cultivation chamber. When Ling first saw Wang Lin, she assumed he was just a core formation cultivator, attempting to break through to nascent soul. Seeing him constantly looking around, she thought he was restless and lacked a firm Tao heart, and thus had absolutely no chance of forming his nascent soul in this lifetime. What she didn't know was that Wang Lin was looking around simply because he had just arrived at Ranyun planet and was curious about the environment and its systems. When Wang Lin asked her about where to obtain high-grade magic treasures, a trace of disdain flashed in her eyes. Having managed the cultivation chambers here for many years, she had seen far too many foreign cultivators. These outsiders upon arriving would spend all day meditating and breathing techniques, absorbing as much spiritual energy as possible. But Wang Lin was different. It would have been one thing if his aptitude was average, after all diligence can make up for shortcomings. Yet Wang Lin actually gave up the moment at dawn, when spiritual energy was at its richest. Truly pitiful. Thus Ling became even more convinced that Wang Lin would never form his nascent soul in this life. She could never have imagined that the Wang Lin she had secretly looked down upon countless times was actually an ascendant powerhouse far beyond her reach. In truth, Wang Lin was somewhat displeased by her attitude, but he simply couldn't be bothered to argue with a junior like her. However, when Wang Lin returned from the family sun, Ling actually gave him a full lecture. Just like an older sister scolding her younger brother, she berated him for having poor aptitude yet lacking diligence, for wandering outside early in the morning instead of cultivating, and warned that if this continued, he would never succeed in forming his nascent soul in his lifetime. It was very much a case of hating iron for not becoming steel. Wang Lin was left stunned. A dignified early ascendant expert being lectured by a mere nascent soul junior? It was truly absurd. Yet Wang Lin did not feel angry at all. Instead, he felt a deep sense of emotion and quickly nodded in agreement. This was because before he had succeeded in cultivation, everyone he encountered had been cunning and selfish. No one had ever spoken to him the way Ling did. And after he became powerful due to the overwhelming slaughter he carried, no one dared speak to him like this either. Ling not only encouraged him to work harder, but also told him that if he had any questions about cultivation, he could come to her. Such sincerity in this cruel cultivation world was truly rare. Because of this, Wang Lin couldn't help but pay more attention to her. Not long after, when the Sun family's ancestor, Sun Shi, came to find Wang Lin, Ling thought Wang Lin had offended some great figure. She immediately stood in front of Wang Lin and actually tried to protect him. Even if the ancestor intended to act against her, she showed no intention of retreating. She even wanted to send a message to summon family experts to save Wang Lin. Until Wang Lin left with the ancestor on his own, she still believed he had been taken away by force. She even let out a long sigh, feeling regret for him. When Wang Lin returned shortly after, she was overjoyed to see that he was still alive. This showed that Ling was truly kind-hearted and sincere. Wang Lin rarely spoke much with others, yet he talked a bit more with Ling. Just as she had encouraged him to form his nascent soul, Wang Lin also encouraged her, saying she would definitely be able to break through to spirit transformation. Ling understood that reaching spirit transformation had nothing to do with diligence alone. With her aptitude, reaching the great perfection of late nascent soul was already more than enough for her. Thus she thought Wang Lin was merely comforting her. What she didn't know was that this was actually a silent promise from Wang Lin. Many years later, as time quietly wore her down, Ling still found herself unable to cross that final, insurmountable threshold into spirit transformation. Her cultivation had long reached its limit, and with each passing day, her lifespan dwindled closer to its inevitable end. Just when hope had all but faded, Wang Lin returned to Ranyun planet, appearing without warning, just as he always did. But this time he did not come empty-handed. He brought with him precious pills capable of extending her life, buying her time, that she no longer believed she had. More importantly, he personally guided her, sharing his own profound insights and experiences on breaking through to spirit transformation, knowledge that countless cultivators would never obtain even in a lifetime. It was only at that moment that Sun Ling finally understood the truth. The man she had once scolded, lectured, and treated like an unmotivated junior was, in fact, an existence standing at a height she could never hope to reach, a true supreme expert. A wave of embarrassment washed over her, recalling her past actions. Yet even stronger than that was a deep, heartfelt gratitude. Because despite everything, Wang Lin had never held it against her. Instead, he remembered her sincerity, her straightforward advice, her genuine concern, and her rare kindness in a ruthless cultivation world. These were the very things that had left a lasting impression on him. And in the end, it was precisely that sincerity and goodness that earned her something far more valuable than power: Wang Lin's respect. In the end, under Wang Lin's quiet yet decisive guidance, Sun Ling finally achieved what once seemed utterly out of reach. She broke through the bottleneck that had confined her for so long and stepped into the realm of spirit transformation. It was not merely a leap in cultivation, but the culmination of her perseverance, sincerity, and the unseen promise Wang Lin had made years before. Yet just as suddenly as he had reappeared in her life, Wang Lin was gone again, like a passing shadow, leaving no trace behind. From that moment on, Sun Ling never saw him again. Only then did she truly understand how vast the gap between them had always been. What she once thought was casual encouragement was in truth a silent act of grace from someone far beyond her reach. As for her own path, Sun Ling knew it clearly. With her innate talent, reaching spirit transformation was already a miracle. Going any further was almost impossible. And so, she no longer chased the unattainable. Instead, she chose a different kind of fulfillment. Carrying the quiet gratitude in her heart, she continued her cultivation with calm resolve, no longer burdened by ambition, but guided by clarity and peace. In the end, her story was not one of endless ascent, but of acceptance and serenity, living out her remaining years as a spirit transformation cultivator, walking her path to its natural end with dignity, tranquility, and a heart free of regret. If you enjoy my way of explaining and storytelling, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating.